weighing in at 234 pounds. His professional record consists of 20 wins, no defeats, 3 draws, with 7 KOs. Introducing the undefeated Ahmad Abdin.
Instructions in a respective dressing room prior to this fight. Any questions from the red corner? Any questions from the blue corner? Obey my commands at all times. Gentlemen, good luck.
All right, referee Toby Gibson gives the instructions. And, you know, John, we have to also mention, though, that as good as Abdin looked in his fight with Derek Roddy, he got dropped in that fight before coming back to stop Roddy. And it was a typical Roddy fight where he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down, and it looked like he might pull it off one more time because he had already been down previously in the fight. But Abdin did get dropped in that fight.
There are some questions to answer about Abdin's chin. It's not the first time he's been down.
Of course, though, nevertheless undefeated. It's Will Hinton, he's in the white shorts with the blue stripe. Ahmad Abdin, he's in the green. Hinton definitely thought he won that fight against Larry Donald. We didn't have him winning the fight, John, but we were nevertheless very surprised and somewhat, I don't want to say pleased. We weren't rooting for one person or the other, but
closest fight that we anticipated.
Yeah, and it was good to see a tough journeyman fighter like Will Hinton give a good fight to Larry Donald. And again, at the risk of being repetitious, Donald stopping Jorge Valdez the way he did only 3 weeks later and getting married in between them. Wasn't like he was exactly a different fighter at that point. So you've got to put a lot on the ledger for Will Hinton in that performance anyway.
Right away, Will Hinton was gluing himself to Abdin's chest, something Abdin had trouble dealing with, coping with in their first bout.
Lands a nice throw. Lot sharper. Abdin's looking fast and as sharp as he did against Roddy. And right away, he's working and moving real fast on Hinton.
It's all set up with the jab.
Hinton has been stopped 4 times in his career. Once by Jimmy Thunder, once by Shannon Briggs in the first round. Zelko Marovic over in Europe stopped him, or the European champ. And of course, Larry Donald, the first time they fought, stopped him in 4 rounds.
Stop punching, stop punching.
The way Will Hinton presses forward, Arnie, with his head down, he is open for the right uppercut, and Abdin knows it.
And like you mentioned, they've been there before.
Punch it out there. Let's go.
I have to say, the first battle, I'm glad to see they're going at it again, and it's a natural after Hinton's performance with Larry Donald. Their first bout was not an exciting fight by any stretch of the imagination. There was a lot of laying around and a very lethargic performance on the part of Abdin. But if he's anything tonight like he was in this last fight with Derek Roddy, Hinton's going to have his hands full.
He admits at times he doesn't train like he should.
That gym's getting a good reputation for being a hard work place and somewhat sort of a house of pain, but a lot of guys go down there to work out right now. Bill Clinton manages that gym down there. Holyfield worked out there. Bill running a very tough gym. Hinton getting hit with a lot of uppercuts in there, and you called that one right. Yeah. Under 20 seconds to go in round number 1. This is scheduled for 10. Cedric Kushner Sports Network. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal along with John Saraceno. Hinton starting to open up here a little bit at the end of round number 1. Catches Abdin on the ropes. Referee Toby Gibson separates the fighters at the end of the round. Just notice Hinton goes back to the corner, John, and he almost gives like a big yawn type of attitude, like he's going ready to go to sleep now. So we take a look there at Will Hinton from Aurora, Colorado. 29 years of age. Started his pro career back in February of '92. Just a few months ahead of Ahmad Abdin. The difference, though, is Abdin's a lot younger. Not quite 24 years of age yet.
We've talked about this before. Will Hinton still learning how to fight, and it's a tough way to learn on the job when you're in with a guy who's got a lot more experience.
Round number 2, we're scheduled for 10. It's Ahmad Abdin, he's in the green shorts, white stripe. Will Hinton, he's in the white with the blue stripe. This is a rematch. Last time they fought went to a 10-round draw. That was back in March of '95. Both fighters have shown marked improvements since then. In particular, Abdin started Derek Roddy in his last fight. Hinton, who lost a very close 10-round decision to Larry Donald.
Abdin says he's feeling a little more pressure tonight, Arnie, because his parents have come all the way from Syria to watch him. And they normally get his fights on the network via tape or live. But tonight they're getting a chance to watch their son here at ringside.
I can understand that. I feel a lot of pressure when I know my mother's watching the broadcast, so, which she often does.
Will Hinton grimacing from those body shots.
Oh, and he just ate a big left coming in.
But it was more of a clubbing shot than it was really a turned over sharp left hook.
Abdin, not one of the heavier punchers in the heavyweight division. Only 7 knockouts in his 20 wins. Will Hinton's got 7 knockouts in his 15 wins. Nevertheless, though, he's been stopped 4 times, as we mentioned.
This is the thing that frustrated Abdin in their first fight, with Will Hinton just holding and hitting.
He rocked him again, though. Abdin a lot more punching power here. Good overhand right, and Hinton's getting tagged a lot very early.
Arnie, it really looks like Abdin wants to get Hinton out of there tonight. I mean, you could just see the determination on his face. He's barely even bothering the jab. He's coming in with that big right hand, trying to finish business early. He really needs to use that jab more.
And one of the things you've got to question, John, is as much as we wanted to see the rematch and we'd like to see two guys going at it again, is Hinton just fought on May 3rd. It was a very strenuous 10-rounder. Bring him back here again this soon.
You know what, though? I think that's good because the guy stays active if he's healthy and in the right kind of shape. You know, the old timers used to fight. You know, often they fought a couple times, 3 times a month, 4 or 5 times. So, I mean, he did have a 10-rounder against Larry Donald. It was a difficult fight for Will Hinton. But in a way, I think it's obviously better than if he takes that layoff and he falls out of shape and tries to come back. So.
Well, I'm certainly not recommending a 4 or 5 month.
Right.
Yeah, but
I think maybe he's a little stale. He just, I know one thing, he just hit Abdin with a forearm shiver.
The 15-second mark here coming to the end of round number 2. It's scheduled for 10. Toby Gibson letting the fighters fight inside, asking him to punch out before he finally steps in and breaks them apart.
But Toby's allowing Hinton to hold on the inside also.
Tough round to score, John. Not a bad round for Hinton. Started to land a few shots, but he's eating a lot of punches very early from Ahmad Abdin. And I think he's going to find, unless Abdin runs out of gas, that he's not going to have the same situation as he had in that first fight up in Boston. I think it's a much better conditioned Abdin, a lot faster Abdin. His combinations are very crisp as we take a look at action here from round number 2. And a lot of lunging going on the part of Hinton, and that big overhand right Abdin lands on Hinton's chin. And again, Abdin not one of the heavier punches in the heavyweight division, and Hinton not having one of the best chins. So you put the 2 and 2 together, and you're going to come up with 4 there.
It's working. Get up.
Third round. No knockdowns thus far in the fight. That's Will Hinton out of Aurora, Colorado. He's in the white shorts with the blue stripe. Ahmad Abdin, originally out of Syria, now residing in Texas. He's in the green. I would say right now, John, I've got it 2 rounds to none for Abdin over Hinton.
Shutout so far. But Hinton did have a better round at times in the second.
And I'm going to be curious to see as we see Toby Gibson not starting to step in a little quicker now, not letting them hang on each other. I think if this fight goes into the later rounds, Toby's going to have his hands full, keeping Hinton off of Abdin's chest. Good body shot there by Hinton.
Abdin tried to hit him on the top of the head. A lot of times that'll cause the equilibrium to go in a fighter, and he'll drop. Didn't work that time.
Abdin not using his jab as much now as he used it in the earlier going, and he's got a 4-inch reach advantage, and he should be using that.
Arnie, I think he wants to try to bang this guy out. I think he's trying to be impressive in that sense, instead of, as you say, using the jab to set up your power. It's so elementary, but I think maybe the fact in a rematch, emotionally, he's allowed that to get to him in the sense that he's going to go out there and try to bang with Will Hinton. And he's throwing punches with that old Tyson phrase, bad intentions. He doesn't have the same power as Tyson does, but
He just ate a big right hand to the body. He left that left sitting out there, and Hinton came underneath. Toby Gibson not letting Hinton fight inside right now. It gives him a warning to keep the shots up.
you're right about that left hand. Abdin has a habit of dropping it, particularly after he punches.
Stop punching. Come on, you're going to dance.
Toby Gibson tells him, did you hear that? Toby says, come on, you guys are going to dance all night. He doesn't want him punching in there, and he's going to start to get real active on the inside. And overhand right lands on top of Abdin.
You know, ironically, Abdin likes to fight on the inside, but he said against Hinton, it's the wrong style.
Gibson gives Hinton a warning. He doesn't want to have to go in there and pull him apart. He says, when I say break, just break.
You know, a lot of times a fighter will allow himself to be held because he's in a safety zone. He knows if there's holding going on, he's not going to get hit, and he acquiesces in that sense. We saw years ago Mike Tyson do that when he was inexperienced against Bone Crusher Smith.
Hinton been landing some good right hands in the last exchange.
More of a thudding puncher than he is. He doesn't really turn over his shots. I think he would do better in the power category if he would turn that right hand over.
And I just watched Toby Gibson. Is fun to watch when he's in a situation like this. He gave a glare over to Will Hinton like, I told you not to do this. You're going to make this a tough night for me. As we're coming to the end of round number 3 on Heavyweight Explosion. We're scheduled for 10.
Well, Toby better get used to the holding because it is one of Will Hinton's chief weapons.
You're doing a sloppy, baby. All right? Can't be so sloppy.
We've seen him do it many times.
Stand on your
here.
feet. You need to make a mistake so he can catch you like that. You didn't get work. You ain't giving me 3 minutes over. Good job. You ain't tired. You ain't tired.
Cut!
I can't help that, baby.
Get him off piece.
Can't help that. You're telling me, man. You get out here and fight. What do you do? Go back to the dressing room and change it? Let's get to work, baby. Let's get to work.
Take a look at action from round number 3 as we were listening, and Will Hinton seems to be unhappy with his cup, complaining about the cup that he has, and his trainer says, well, you go back to your corner, back to the dressing room and get another one. Obviously, not an option.
You see there are times in the fight on the replay where Will Hinton doesn't quite know what to do when he's getting hit. Just backs up and stands there.
Round number 4, Ahmad Abdin and Will Hinton. It's Abdin in the green, Hinton in the white with the blue stripe. And I've got a feeling, John, that Toby Gibson is going to play a bigger and bigger role in the outcome of this fight. He's just glaring at Hinton. And I've seen Toby. When Toby really gets upset with the fighter, he could have a tendency like, oh, watch this right now. He's going to pull him apart.
And I let him off the hook easy that time. Hinton also does something that's not very good, and that's he closes his eyes when he punches. You know, when you're moving into a guy, you need to keep your eyes open, know where you are, and be aware of what's going on.
Again,
He does a lot of that flinching. Sorry.
He's not.
Got a problem with breaking for me?
Toby again says, you got a problem with breaking for me. Hinton just, Toby wants to be able to say it and just have it happen.
What a glower Toby has on him. It's an all-world
But right now, I tell you,
There.
Hinton's got to feel like he's not only fighting Abdin, but he's fighting Gibson as well. He's got a little more than a minute going by here in round number 4, and he's staggered and he bounces off the ropes.
I'll tell you what it is, Arnie. Will Hinton took a couple of body shots right there, and that may have just taken the fight right out of him.
He's got to be wondering, this is not the same guy that I fought last year in Boston.
If Abdin is paying attention to what's going on in the ring right now, he will go downstairs and continue to attack that body and then go up top.
And he must be listening to you. He went downstairs, comes upstairs now with a left-right combination and lands a right uppercut. And again, Hinton holding on.
If Abdin pressures him right now, he might be able to get a stoppage in the fight.
And if looks could kill, Toby would have him on the ground right now, too, because Toby Gibson just really glaring at Hinton.
Will Hinton really trying to suck it up.
But he-
Wild right hand there that grazed off Abdin's chin.
Keep him up, Will. Keep him up.
Thoroughly disgusted Toby Gibson. Keep him up, Will.
That was a nice right hand, and it got Abdin's attention.
Will Hinton tried his hand at football. various other sports before settling into boxing. I wonder right now if he didn't wish he had a helmet on. Maybe some shoulder pads.
One of the things I want to look at today was Abdin came in at 234 pounds. And
Boy,
heaviest he's been since September of '94. He was up to 240.
Hinton's legs are going, Arnie.
He's out of it, spins around. Watch for Tobin to step in.
He's almost
standing
defenseless.
8 count. Hinton maybe wants to fight.
Well, he turned his back, Arnie, as he came toward us on the ropes. I mean, it almost looked like he didn't want any more of Abdin.
Well, I don't think Toby wanted any more of Hinton. I said he was going to play a
Answer
big
after he
role
turned his back on him
in
twice.
the way this fight went. And I think that if Hinton hadn't been clutching and grabbing all night and really generally annoying Toby Gibson, he might have let that fight go a little bit more, but he just didn't want to work any more than he had to. That's not to knock Toby. I mean, he's a good referee and probably still is a good stoppage, but we're going to take a look at action here from round number 4. Abdin coming in, big overhand right, and that's the one that wobbled and started Hinton. Hinton turns his back, tries to run away, gets hit 3 or 4 more unanswered punches, wasn't throwing anything back. We'll take a look at it from a different angle. Referee Toby Gibson was paying close attention. That's a little faster than it took place in real life for people watching it at home. Referee Toby Gibson jumps in, stops the fight in the 4th round. Ahmad Abdin remains undefeated, improving to 21-0-3. That's his 8th knockout. Will Hinton drops down to 15-8-1, and we're going to go up to our ring announcer, Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Toby Gibson stops the bout at 2 minutes, 42 seconds of the 4th round. The winner by a TKO and still undefeated, Ahmad Abdin.
Ahmad Abdin, winner by TKO. Again, he improves to 21-0-3. That's his 8th knockout. Will Hinton drops down to 15-8-1. It's the 5th time he's been stopped. What's next for Abdin? Anybody's guess. They've been talking about him fighting for the WBC International title in August. They've been talking about him fighting Jeff Wooden for that title. That certainly won't be the case now, Wooden having gotten stopped earlier in our card. Some talk about Jorge Valdez possibly fighting him, but we're going to find out just what his plans are as we're going to go up to John Saraceno, who's with the victorious Ahmad Abdin. Take it away, John.
Arnie, Ahmad, you must be satisfied with the rematch outcome tonight.
Yeah, thanks God. Well, thanks Allah for the win I got today.
Yeah, now, it looked like you were throwing punches with bad intentions there tonight. You weren't really using the jab all that much. It looked like you really wanted to get him out of there and punish him.
See, the guy is so awkward to fight, every time. He hit you behind the head, blow, all the time. But I had to take my time and figure him up, more, counter punching.
Now, the first time you fought him, of course, Will Hinton fought in a similar style. There was a lot of clutching, a lot of grabbing, leading with his head. What can you do when a guy's doing that to you?
I mean, you have to figure him up, see how you fight him. Take your time with him because you see him how he holds and he hit you on the break all the time. I throw that combination on him so the referee stopped the fight. He was hurt.
It seemed like also the left hook was working for you tonight. You're using that a lot effectively.
I don't want to use it that much because every time I throw it, he go under and he go with his head up. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get something happen. I don't want to use it. I had to take my time, figure him out with the jab. Go to body, because I know he can't take it on the body.
Well, you could see the body work was beginning to take its toll in the 3rd round, and then suddenly you backed him up to the ropes, and that's when you went upstairs.
Yeah, I know that time he was hurt on the body because I threw like 3 hooks on him. I know he was hurt. So that's why he was backing up. You can't tell he's hurt.
Were you surprised at all that referee Toby Gibson stopped the fight?
Because he was giving him too much time because he held too much. And the referee, he told him stop holding and he won't. So, he's going to disqualify later on.
You got to be really happy with your performance here tonight because your parents came all the way over from Syria to see you. So that must be a special feeling for you.
Yeah, I know. My first fight, my parents watch it. I mean, I'm so happy because I know they're happy now. They're praying for me. They were praying.
And what's next for you? I mean, you told me earlier today that you'd like to get a top 10 ranking within the next year, but you're going to have to fight higher quality opponents. You know that.
I mean, that's true. later on, I'll fight, good names. And I think on August I'll be fighting for the title shot, like WBC Continental, I think. I hope so.
And also, you've been, working a lot in Houston, where you live now, and you're telling me that Lou Savarese gives you a lot of good work and keeps you fresh and active in the gym every day.
Yeah, me and Lou train a lot. We spot all the time. We go running, go to work all the time. He make me work more because he much experience than me.
Thank you very much. Arnie, back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. And that's Ahmad Abdin, very happy to have this big win in front of his parents, coming in from Syria. He improves to 21-0, 3 draws. That's his 8th knockout. Looking forward to a WBC, either Continental Americas or International title fight in August. The question is, who will it be against? It looked like it was going to be against Jeff Wooden. Wooden, of course, earlier tonight got stopped by Everton Davis in a stunning upset after having Davis down in the second round. Wooden, in what many people might think was a quick stoppage, hit the deck himself, though, from a straight right. Abdin here stopping Will Hinton. And, we take a look here again from action in the 4th round of the Hinton-Abdin rematch. And, John, we talked about, earlier in the night, it's good to break that standard and get some of these rematches happening. If nothing else, it gives